cozy Sunday, and I'm gonna do some asset management. Mostly, I'm gonna get all of these trees over here. This is working. Yeah, it's working. I'm gonna get all these trees over here into another world. I'm gonna get this bad boy into another world. I don't mind what I was doing here. I do like sketch worlds, but I want to make a little bit more organized for my brain. Let's see. Make sure I also have as updated of a version of this as I can have. You got to do it as a box select because for some reason it doesn't count candles as solid. I did find out you don't need to like drag everything. You can just scroll wheel to expand the selection. That was kind of awe-inspiring. All right, do that. Okay, didn't intend to just do that, but there we are. A reminder from up. Let me make sure I don't have to do anything about that. Nope. Perfect. Little grooming appointment for my puppy tomorrow. I'm excited for that. He desperately needs a haircut. He's shaggedy and raggedy. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure you know, this is messing me up. So clear that selection. Easy. Drop you down a block is all I really wanted to do. Perfect. Perfect. Less than perfect. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Okay. Let's see. We've got. Do I have my glass select? I don't. You can always tell because you can't see it unless you're in it with the Axiom selection. Have all of that. Have all of that. Have all of that. Perfect. Control C. Control P. Trying to make sure I have a good naming scheme for these. Let's see. We want building or structure? I like it to be a bit more broad, I think, but I don't know. I think because this is like a named building, we'll just do a Northshire Abbey. And we just let tags do the rest. So we'll do human as a tag, so we know like that's for the human. We'll do structure. Do church. That's perfectly fine. Not as big as a temple. Not as small. You get it. Human structure church. Oh. As long as my blueprints are always in a folder, are in the right folder, I don't really have to designate whether or not this is from a modded world or not. You would want to otherwise, but I don't think I have to designate that right now. So I'm gonna do this. Northshire Abbey. Because like some of my trees over here, I can't be shared. Milton, welcome back to the stream. How you doing? Thank you for the check-in. I can't put this, like I can't, like if you're going to use any of these, you have to have the mod pack. I use a lot of mods from mod packs, and I'm pretty sure even mods that are like replicating other ones, like the pale, like this stuff, the pale garden stuff, you need the mod pack because it's not the real block. Yeah. Interesting. I like to test that, I guess. We'll test that in a second. How are you doing today, Milton? How's your weekend been? Is it ending well? Okay. I do that. Moving world, kind of. Kind of. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna start a brand new world. We're gonna start a brand new world, and this is gonna be where we store all of our assets, all the little bits and the bobs that we're gonna use to create everything else. I don't yet know if I'm splitting every single zone into its own individual world. So if I do one world for just Elwyn Forest or not, or if we're gonna strive to make it fit across like it all in one world. I don't know yet. We'll get to that bridge when we get to there. But Azeroth assets, creative, difficulty is a peaceful, just so we don't get all of the stuff. Super flat, customize, this is fine. More, we'll deal with all of that later. All right, that's it. That's it. Cam, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Thank you. Oh. Hello from Ames also, not a problem. Hi, Ames. Allow cheats, of course. The structure's off. You know what? Let's go ahead and just do this then. Spawn phantoms, spawn mobs, off. That's Axiom stuff. Leave that alone. Axiom stuff. Off. And done. This should work. I'm looking extra red with this light. Let's see. A red light. That would make me purple. You guys think I can do this in my third attempt? I'd rather make it super flat. Can't even make a super flat world. Can't even make a super flat world. I'm about to uninstall. Just gonna freaking uninstall. Turn off all the spawns. Okay. And then do we think this will do it? I hope this will do it. Double check, super flat, creative, peaceful. Generate structures off. This should do it. There we go. That's better. Look at that. We'll do time set noon. Perfect. And here we go. Walk over a little. Walk back a little. Is this it? I think that's it. How is everybody doing? Oh, I was in the wrong search bar. How is everyone doing today? How's Did that show up? Small red dot. Okay. I'll deal with that later. I'll make this something later in life, but for now, I guess let's... I don't want to be worried about it. I can just do offset target point. Great, I'll find that. Now what we need to decide is where do we want to put trees? Where do we want to put rocks? Where do we want to put buildings? Where do we want to put mountains? Like whatever the heck else that we're going to be building. I want to keep it all kind of organized here in this world so I can easily find my life. And how far out do we think we should go? And keep this as like the big creative central piece of what we're doing here. I wonder. That way's north. Let's do it like this. Sign. I feel like bamboo and birch signs are the most readable. Oh, I see. Because I have the no updates on? No. I have Tinker on. Ah. That's where we'll put our trees. What other kind of assets do we think we'll be making? Structures, be like buildings and towers and things of that nature. Like if somebody's wanting like a player house or something, like that's it'll be down there. And of course, any of the other, like the Abbey will drop over there as well. Structures, tree, or like the forest, it can be for all the trees. What kind of assets do we think I'm largely going to be making? I had a list. Let's see. It could be fun. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's mostly so I don't have like bits and pieces of assets in a bunch of different areas and I have to try to remember where to go get them. I like to try to keep things organized. And I've been wanting a creative world like this is one I've been wanting to make for a while. And I like the idea of it. One could be contraptions. Both redstone and create contraptions could be built here as well. What's another thing we'd likely make? Organics, ones that aren't like natural things, but like organics. So like maybe like a statue or something like that. Let me think. I guess like misc. Like furniture is definitely something that we'll probably want to dedicate a spot to. I can see furniture being something that we just spend time just finagling and trying to make up as much as we possibly can, especially when we do start getting into the create mod stuff. I think furniture that's movable would be interesting. We could definitely see what we can come up with there. We really have a good play with everything. Which reminds me, if we're going to do that, then over by organics, I think in this direction we can also do... what am I trying to say? Guys, what is Mazriel trying to say? Hold on. Oh, that hurt. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. That's what I wanted, and then to just reduce it in brightness a bit without blinding myself. I think right there. Oh, flashbanged myself. My brain has completely toasted. Why did I forget the name of armor stand? Ha. Which might also kind of be in a contraption type deal. We'll see. But I feel like that's also an organic. Rocks, cliffs, etc. Mountains. Maybe we take time to build like a really nice mountain out here or something. We have a couple of mountain assets. So structures, furniture. I do need a test, and I'll do that after this. We'll jump into another instance that I have, and see what happens when we use a blueprint that has modded blocks in there. Does it just not load those? And if so, they're still usable. You just need to know that you're gonna have to like replace some of them. And I'm probably gonna need to name them, because like if I ever share them, which I think would be fun. I really enjoyed building all those trees. I had a blast just building a bunch of assets, and I'd like to be able to share that. Structures, furniture, mountains, forest, rocks, cliffs, etc. Contraptions, armor stands. I think this is at least a start. And of course, to start us off, we're gonna do structures pretty much straight ahead. So let's about 500 blocks out. $500 blocks out. Right here. Thanks, Bottle Quacks. And here's Northshire Abbey, which definitely isn't facing the right way. Should face that way. That's north. Well, I built that backwards. I definitely did. Let's see, shape this. We'll come back and rename this stuff better later in life. And I'm also probably going to do something where, let's see, we actually have a text tool in Axiom. That we can use to help organize this stuff out. So if we come up here to, that's a script brush. I don't think it's annotation. I think there's, there it is, text. Dino has an amazing assets world. Ooh, I bet you he does. That doesn't surprise me even a little bit. I don't see the rotate option though. You would think that, you know, it would be part of the direction, but I guess not. Well, that's okay, because what we can do instead is we'll just grab this. These, Control X, and rotate. Just like that. Need to go back 2 blocks. And because I'm a dingus, I deselected it. Did I not go back far enough? I think that looks better. Okay, so we have here structures, easily seen, easily viewable. We'll put trees 500 blocks out here, yada, 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 yada. Hey, thank you. Hi, Dino. Welcome, welcome. I've been wanting to do a world like this for a long time, and I'm happy to finally do it before I start getting all crazy with it. Because while I was building in the other world, I was like, all right, we're going to need more trees. We're going to need some more variants of trees. We're going to need little rocks and all sorts of other assets. And Dino, if you have any other like ideas for assets, let me know, because I'm also going to start posting references for all of those. I want to start filling up that part of my Discord really bad. What do you think of this though? So I hear you're the master of this kind of world. What do you think? Is this a good start? Also, Dino, were you able to see any of the progress we made yesterday? I don't know if you were able to see any of that. All right. Making a plot for small detailed things, so small stalls for markets, benches, small techie things, like maybe an electrical thingy or so. Ooh, yes. So this is our list so far, and I should probably better organize a bit. So we have like structures, furniture. I think doodads is another good one. So that'd be like the small techie bits and things like that. I don't need 2 S's on that. Mountains, forests, we have rocks, cliffs, and etc. We have contraptions, which I guess Misk Doodads kind of fits contraptions a bit better. I don't know, it's kind of a mix between both. I don't necessarily know like how well I'll be able to blend all of this. We'll get that out in a second. Structures, organics, and armor stands. I figure armor stands and organics are very much similar things. But if you have ideas for like anything else I should add to this list while we start to organize it out, that'd be great. One, two. So have just large or very broad category for something, and then add subcategories like what kind of theme it is or how big it is, etc. So kind of like a folder structure, but in a virtual space. That makes a lot of sense. That's kind of what I was trying to do here. Unless you think like, should I? So instead of mountains, forest, rocks, cliff, I guess what we could do is nature, and this is like nature. Why is going up? There it is. Nature / terrain or landscape. Yeah, terrain and landscape. Doodads, contraptions, furniture. So contraptions are kind of both redstone and create involved. And doodads, furniture, like this all feels like small bits. Well, maybe not small, but you know what I mean? Like filler bits. But like organics would be, and this could be like creatures, armor stands. What's another kind of organic that we can think of? I'm sure there's something. Then we have structures. Of course, structures are kind of like a big one. That seems a meta one. And then like this would be houses, castles, etc. Or castles, towers, churches, etc. Bridges. Ooh. That's a good type of structure, yeah. So like little things like bridges. And I guess these would be more repeatable stuff. Like having Northshire Abbey there makes sense. But bridges, houses, castle, tower, churches, furniture. So terrain, rocks, trees, bushes. And in those, we have what kind of tree? I was gonna do that, yeah, for sure. And the variants of those, kind of like what we already did. I have the blueprint here where you can see like this is what we had built. I'm going to get it out there, and we'll get it pasted out there and work on organizing that out better. Because that was the thing, I need to make more spruce. I was looking at my my big forest, and I was like, oh, you know what I need? I need a dead tree or two in there. Just one or two sprinkled in would be great. I have an absolute blast making those there because they're small. You know, you feel like you're like, oh yeah, I made a lot of progress really quickly. Angled ones. Oh, so a specific. Sorry, are you thinking like a specific section for diagonal builds or angled builds? That could be a good one. That could be a good shout. Unless we want to like houses, and then just like we're within houses, we do angled houses and normal houses. Because I know with houses, we're also going to do the sub-category of different races because it's World of Warcraft and everything. Armor stands, creatures. Is there another kind of organic I'm missing here? Looking at structures, I don't think furniture is going to fit there anymore, but castles, towers, churches, bridges, tents. These are going to be those very repeatable things. Tents. I would classify a carriage or something like that. Like this is the kind of stuff that we'll just drop somewhere to add a little bit more life. That could probably be repeated a few times without it looking too boring. Castles are, we'll see, and that's something we'll have to figure out as we go along. With World of Warcraft, obviously they reuse a lot of the same assets. Of course they do. It's a video game. That makes sense. Like Northshire Abbey, very specific asset. It's not reused anywhere else that I can remember. But the Lion's Pride Inn is the very first tavern you visit as the humans. That tavern is everywhere in all the human places. If you go to an inn, it's everywhere. You see it all the time. So it's like, do we want to do that, or do we want to make a custom tavern per town? And we'll figure that out as we go along. Doodads, contraptions. Usually a furniture is a type of doodad, but I think furniture can be kind of separate here. Armor stands feel like people. Creatures feel like people. Do we consider statues to be an organic or a structure? I feel closer. Infrastructure is a better name. Ooh. Ooh, I did forget transports, like trains and stuff. Infrastructure is a good one. A bread machine or oven. That's going to fall under doodad. So like in furniture, which these two will probably overlap a lot. Like, because at some point I'd like to get to a level where, hold on. I'd like to get to a level on for me personally as a builder, where I can do more than just this. This is what most of my interiors look like. One of my best interiors ever right now is this. Which, you know, it's great, it works, but I'd like to get better at this. Oh, one little trick I know of that I didn't use here. I remember Allie has used this. How do I... No. Oh, I think it's with the armor stand is how they use that, right? Most of your small detail pieces? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Have a sub for floor designs and wall designs. Ooh, good shout. You guys are so helpful. I don't know how I would do this without chat. Thank you so much. Structures. Floor, wall, window, design. Not that one. Floor, wall, window design. Good shout. And then we were saying infrastructure. I feel like that could kind of go over here-ish. Infrastructure, well, actually, no. I think transport would be over here. Because this kind of goes with contraptions. Like, that would be like a subcategory of contraption, I think. But we'll keep that like that. Structures. And what were we just saying? Transport, but infrastructure. Well, we already have that for bridges. Tents, carriage. Like this would be like a stationary carriage, not a transport carriage. A transport, I'm thinking specifically trains, and like all the different ways we can do trains. In tents, carriage, lamps, etc. Roads, train tracks, railways. Yes, and that kind of blends these two really well. Roads, tracks, rails, etc. And of course, it blends a bit into the doodads because things like furniture, like a doodad, like furniture is very easily something that's in, like in an interior. Dino's a genius. You've been doing this, yeah. Furniture doodads, because like a doodad, whereas like furniture, you would consider it to be furniture, like a chair, like a couch, a bookcase. Doodads, this is what includes like barrels, and I'm really good at setting up organization. It's the following through part that kind of breaks me, which is why I wanted something like this that's visual. I'm going to start putting signs down and stuff because like I was doing my trees. I get halfway through them and I'm like, wait, what number am I on? But yeah, doodads would be like if I found a fancy way to make a mine cart or like a log loader, that's a doodad. Technically, the tried and true. Like this right here, a simple pile of wood. Excuse me, is that a simple pile of wood? Right here, we've all seen this, we've all done this. This, that's a doodad. This should be in the center, but I'm really, really good at building apparently today. Using my that's a doodad. It's a lumber pile. In case you didn't know what a doodad was in game development terms. Okay, so structures, houses, castles, lamps, tents, carriage, floor, wall, window design. Okay, I think this gets us started, and we've got plan on making them all into blueprints. Mark them out with something, give it a name so you don't forget it. And when you do, you know the name. Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm going to do. I'm still a huge fan of the plot structure, kind of like what we're seeing here. Here, I'm going to try to do the plot structure. I'm also going to try to do it a bit better. I'm just going to paste this for a second. I'm going to try to do it a bit better where I... Okay, that answered a question. If I just paste these while I still have tick speed on, my leaves go away. All of them. And some of these were definitely placed with like... That's not good. That's not good. Maybe exchange the red concrete when blueprinted to green. Oh, are you talking about like this? This concrete or like well that's terracotta I think. But what do you mean the? Oh, for the plot? Yeah, the leaves are leaving. They're making like a tree. The wool. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I always I like this just to give me an idea. I'm gonna redo that a little bit. It's just for spacing purposes from quick measurements. How do I solve this problem? And some haven't gone, but some have. Problem is, I'm pretty sure I placed all this by hand, but this was by the tool. But that's what I'm gonna do, and it'll be like oak, small, or like oak, tree, small, 1. It's just gonna be the basic naming scheme for these. I know I can't get 2, and then like I just have to decide like is this a medium or is it a large? And I think what I'll do is instead of trying to be like, is this tree big? Is this tree big? Is this tree big? I'm gonna try to make separate plot sizes this time. Because, like, it's not helpful to have these trees hang this large over the plot. Then I have to move the plot a little, go back. Ames, don't. You're not here enough to be a bully. How you doing, Ames? Ames decided to pull out her phone and not just talk through Cameron's. That's what happened. How do I fix this? I was really hoping pasting would have fixed it, and that's clearly not the case. Sure, okay. I could, but the problem is okay, I want to give out these blueprints. I want people to be able to use them in their world. Clearly, like, the blueprint would break as well. So I need to find a permanent fix in the Axiom menu, even when pasting. Because I know when you do leaves, thank you for the daily check-in, Aim. When you do leaves, you do have an option of keeping them persist. You can see true, because I do that. I don't know what distance is. Now I have the lighting for this as a palette. That's not too difficult. Because a lot of this was placed with. That's one thing. All of these leaves technically weren't placed by me, except for the ones that aren't disappearing. These, all of this would have been placed by the auto shader. So it leaves to spawn if not in a 6-block radius of a log. Is that what's happening? Are the ones that are within a 6-block staying? Most of these aren't logs. That's kind of a problem. But that kind of explains this here. Okay. That's really frustrating that it plants it like an actual leaf and not as a block. Because in a survival world, I could place this and it will never go away. If I personally place it, it becomes persistent. Like none of these, this should all start going away soon because none of this is this is all technically a stone. But all of this was placed by auto shade, and that's the problem because like auto shade doesn't have that option. I don't think custom. I don't have the spruce leaf there. Wait, so I don't have world edit. So I don't think I can't do those because I don't have world edit. So what I need to go get the world edit add-on and then try that just to replace everything. It's normal. Replace. Normally it would tell me something's. Yeah, I think that's a world edit thing. I would like it to be a thing for Axiom though. This is superbly weird. Because I know people do it like this all the time. You know what? So what we'll do, I'm going to go ahead and let's put this where it's going to be in the world, and we'll work on troubleshooting. Call a friend for help. I don't want to bother poor Calvin, who's my go-to. I got a tip from him though. Actually, I could show you that real quick, Dino. I think you'd like it. No. These are going to go away again, but while we're here, if we do tool mask, edit. You see here the knot? I found out because what I had wanted in my other world. Let me ask my good buddy GPT. I don't think GPT knows much about Axiom, honestly, but it could surprise me. Look at this. If I do the painter with air, anything that's not dirt or grass is going to get replaced by it. Look at that. Especially since I don't have mass surface on. If you click mass surface on, you might have to go over it a few times. See? Anything that's not a surface block, you'd have to go over. Now, it's not going to work on these saplings or anything. I guess that's just kind of a thing. But if you have a large area that's not too complex and you're just wanting to like erase it out, that's a quick way to make an eraser. You can turn off mask surface. And the reason why dirt and grass, actually, I'm going to have to delete some of this. Is you see everything I just deleted down here, all this bedrock that just got deleted? That's why. Anything that you're deleting underneath, you'll need to be mindful and put in here. That's a quick way to get an eraser, is the knot and the ore. I thought that was kind of cool. I had a big field of trees, and I just wanted to get rid of the trees real quick, and that was a good way to do so without having to go through the process of like a box select or a type replace for all this other nonsense. Just eraser tool. I thought that was cool. Whee. Okay. Did we say nature was going to be what we call that? Nature terrain. Yep. I think we'll call it terrain. What version am I on for Axiom? That's a good question. Let's see. No. Oh, just Minecraft 1.20.1 is this version. Slow. There we go. Oh, I said I was going to change that to terrain. Here I am sticking to nature like a dingus. Box select all of this. They aren't marked as persistent. Solution: use a script brush in Axiom's editor mode to set persistent equal true on painted leaves. The Reddit users found from a recent Reddit discussion, go into editor mode. Hold right, blah 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 blah. Click script brush. Copy the following code. Hold on. There is a script brush. That's the clear foliage one. Flowers, kelp, leafy bushes, terrain, vines. Default. The following code into the brush. Yeah, that's fine. Get While you do that, I have to replace that with something more legible. I think white is the color we're going to go with on these. Let's see what you got. I think I found it going in the editor mode. Oh, the reply to that says, sadly, that didn't fix it. I'm thinking it's an issue with 1.21.8. Interesting. Well, it worked, but he says it did work for him. Equal block error then. Local. So one of the downsides of this, though, is I would have to, it would only work for oak leaves. So once I replace everything again, that's it. Because remember, I have like, I have several different, I guess I could try to, I'm not smart enough to know. I would have to like go into the Discord and ask how to make a script brush in order to, where I, and know how to do multiple types of leaves. Because I do have the palette. That's easy enough to find. If we do operations, auto shade, you can see my palette right here. It's just spruce, Like, this is my palette. What? Spruce, oak, birch, azalea, flowering azalea. That's my palette. Honestly, probably don't even need that, but yeah, therein lies our problem, though. Hold on. B. Burb. You're not technically in the world anymore. Great. Nailed it. But it's a good start. I will. I'll try to dig into. I'll try to ask the Discord, see if they have any fixes. We can turn off. We can turn it off for now. It's just I will need to make sure that whenever I turn it off, that I have absolutely everything saved as a blueprint, so I can go back and fix it afterwards when I turn tick back on. Because like I would like to work with the tick, because also things like the firefly bushes, which I have in some trees, I don't get the particle effects if we don't have the tick on. I'm not getting the... Oh. Yeah, these little particle effects. I don't get those if it's not nighttime. Oh, I forgot about the ambient noise. I don't think, at least. I forgot the command for setting random tick speed. Game rule, that's what it is. That. I might be wrong though. I might get these. I don't think I ever checked my trees at night. Let's see. This is not going to be the permanent location for these bad boys. This will move, but for right now, I never actually looked at these at night. Lurk, not a problem. Thank you for the lurk. Okay, I was wrong. I do at least get that. And if I do this with my shaders and I let the 10 minutes for this to load, look at that. Even from down here, that's so pretty. And it still works as a small touch of color. Because it's not a very bright light source, it's not really breaking anything. That's so nice. Whoa. Oops. Sorry about the ads, guys, but thank you for sticking through them. Let's go change this color. I think having that white helps a lot so I can actually see. all that to what? Perfect. So structures, terrain, ba ba ba. I can kind of read this, but I'm gonna end up reading stuff upside down if I stick to this. I gotta be careful about that. Gotta be careful about that. Gotta be mindful. Okay, before we jump to the next spot, how about I go ahead and run my ads? I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break because I want to actually last my full scheduled long time of. I want to get work done. I want to feel like I really got some work done. So I'm gonna be here for a little while. I'm gonna make sure I don't burn out. I'm gonna go get myself more water and all that, and I will be to the right, to the back. You guys ever look at a Discord server you're part of, see everybody's in BC and having a good time and wondering if you're missing out on something? Or is that just me? Or is that just me? Okay. Okie doke, artichoke. Still don't really know what to do here. Has to be something. There's no way all of us are there's so many of us that make trees. It's such an integral part of our process. So like I'm thinking with my brain. This is what I do when I think. I pace. With epic music playing, I fell. I might need to push this out 1,000 blocks already. Interesting. And fun. That's fine. That's easy enough to do right now. I'm looking. I'm just checking the Discord right quick. Let's see. Oh. Okay, Discord decided to be weird. Stop then. Some people have suggested that once you paste it, of course with tick speed off, you go in and you just replace all of these. Now, let's see if I just grab. Well, first things first. Oh, I made changes. I'm not bright, chat. Give me a sec. Let me. There we go. Oh my goodness. When I said I wasn't smart, that's the kind of nonsensory I'm talking about, where I selected like half my map. That's all I wanted to do. Now I can do... Oh, we want solid. Boop. Oak leaves with... Spruce leaves with spruce leaves. Birch leaves. And this might be the fix, which is a really frustrating fix, but if it is, dark oak leaves, azalea, because if I miss any of them, that's annoying. So we'll do game rule. Oh, random tick speed. I think the default's 3, so we'll do like 10 and make it really go. Game rule random tick speed. Let's do. Maybe that's our fix. All right, I think that's our fix. So luckily, most of my leaves or most of my trees are using the same like 5 leaves. It is annoying, but it's not impossible. It's just something we have to remember at the very end. The finalizing process is to do exactly this. We select the whole thing. We do a control, like once we color it all, we do a type replace for each individual leaf. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure like what the Lua brush was kind of trying to do the same thing, but I think that's going to be the most consistent way to do it. So we'll take. We're going to delete all of that. I don't want that there right now. Anyway, I had tick speed on, so one of my saplings grew. That's funny. Okay, / game rule. Random tick speed 0. Easy peasy, I guess. Not really. Not me losing sight of all my tools. Where's my shape tool? There's my shape tool. I just gotta pull this back a little bit. Not like that. Box tool. Cool. Well, you, and you. Great. We're gonna do the same thing over here. We're gonna go ahead and just bump this out to 1,000. So first thing I'm gonna do is grab a solid, grab this, and delete that. How'd I know? Oh no, fire in the air. So one of the things that need to be updated is probably Mojang's fire. It's wild that the candles look so good fire-wise, while the actual fire still looks like it was, you know, made for 1990s Doom. Selection. Oh, I overshot a little bit. Shape, you. And then I was going to make you gray. Nope. Gray. Perfect. No, not a solid, a block. Clear selection. No. Okay. I think we've got that started. Let's do this next corner over here, which is going to be our meta organics. Or actually, before we really devote ourselves to this, let's think. Organics, structures, nature terrain. I guess this would just be doodads in general. Decorations, think bot, preach. Structures, houses, castle towers, churches, lamps, tents, carriages. I think that's more of a doodad. Lamps, carriages, etc. Houses, castles, floor, wall, window designs. This is kind of like the infrastructure thing here, because we can also start adding in things like kind of like designs that we might replicate for waterfalls and rivers and stuff. Let's do roads, tracks, rails. Rivers, waterfalls, creeks, etc. So this will be infrastructure. Bridges, infrastructure for crossing stuff like this, mountains, forest, rocks, cliffs, etc. So how about here, mountains, cliffs, and then for here, it's mostly just rocks, I guess. Organics, doodads, and you know what? This is one of those things. Let's see. Oh, that's another one. Ah, I didn't mean to throw that. Come back here. Pillars, arches, etc. like that. Ruins. I think carriages and boats. I think I would want probably the doodads to go here because that kind of blends into here a bit better, and then we get into the organics here. Yeah. So if I do a move of signs, will it keep the text? Let's find out, shall we? It's actually really helpful. Super helpful. Okay, organics, doodads, because like furniture, decorations, contraptions, transportation, lamps and carriages, or like lamps. Torches, etc. Or lamps, signposts, etc. Carriages and boats. That's kind of like a transport thing. Carriages and boats, and then we get into like more structured stuff. Into the infrastructure, gets us into our nature, gets us into our organics, armor stands, creatures. Organics. What other kind of organics though is what I'm curious about. Oh. Not sure. I think maybe statues kind of do fall into this. I'm thinking of doing something that would probably crash my computer right now. Let's see. So, lamp, signposts, etc., carriages, boats, pillars, arches, ruins. We'll finesse this a little bit more. I just want to make sure I'm not losing stuff. What color do we want to make this one? This is my doodads. Doodly-doodly-dads. I think. Go for like purple. Why not? Oh. All right. Now we can do our text tool right here. Out of white, and it's going to be. Okay, not quite how I wanted that to go down. Try that again. Like that, and like that. Right. And the last one's organics. Having a map one here is really helpful, not gonna lie. Yeah, and here. Lime. Okay. Perfect. That's a bit more viewable. The doodads, the structures. We'll make those lines better later. This should be the organic if I'm remembering correctly. Yep. Orange for the color of our organics, I guess. Perfect. And then our text tool. That'll still be white. Organics. Ba, 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 ba. How's this look? Upside down. Okay, I was right. Gotta be mindful of that. Okay. Now that we have this, what's the next phase? Make sure, because we want to make sure it's relatively future-proof. We're going to be building a lot of assets here. Like going out in that direction, like in each direction, like big wings of a building, kind of makes sense, you know. I don't know if we'll be putting anything within here or just leaving this as space, or even just leaving it as like a place where I'm doodling. Luckily, it's Minecraft, so it's infinite. But the more chunks I load, the the more memory, even if most of it is just this. So let's see. Terrain, structures, doody-lee-day-day-dads. Oh. I guess that's another question then. You know, like infrastructures are kind of a blend between both. Well, what I have the most of right now is terrain, so I guess we'll start here. Box select. Let's do shape. Let's do this. We'll make you red to match this. don't know why it has this outline around it. I truly don't. If I do my pivot at the base and then I click on this, will it change? No, not really. Perfect. Quickest way to find a center. Right. There's no center because it's an even number maze. I like the idea of, because how many different kinds of forests do we think we'll have? Let's see. I mean, definitely oak, which is also going to include like willow trees and stuff like that. Probably no, probably not actually. Oak trees. Let me see. Not me asking the internet for help. Oh, yeah. You know what? Sometimes ChatGPT is 100% correct. I just asked it about helping me out with some of the trees, and it made a point to, it made a note of like the different racial trees as well. So it's not just like oak and stuff. Spruce, birch. You guys don't know what a night elf with a BE and an NE is? That's fine. It's night elf trees, blood elf trees. Both of them are going to be kind of specific. These are trees that are going to have like specific. You'll know. We'll get there when we get there. Probably dead variants of each of these as we build as well. And then I I think for each of these, we'll also probably keep... Oh, that's a good one. We will probably keep things like, oh, and we'll want to do like world. Beech, oak, spruce, birch, jungle, swamp, mangrove. Night elf trees, which are really big and kind of like really big spruce-ish. I'll have to take some pictures. Blood elf trees, which are a bit more autumn colored, but again, we'll have to take some references to know if I can just do autumn version of oak. Troll and jungle, like this will be the kind of trees that'll have like stuff in it. For a few other places, we might make some specific variants, but like this is one that might pop up a lot. Plague lands, these are gonna be like rotted out, dead, and like uniquely dead though. It won't be like an oak that just doesn't have its leaves. It'll be uniquely dead. Mushroom for mushrooms, and like world trees are massive, like fairly complex builds. Anything to do with different seasons though. I wonder, because I wonder if we do like season within the oak, or if we do seasonal and then oak, spruce, birch. I wonder if that would be, which one would be better. Probably like if I'm looking for an oak tree, but it's winter. Like trying to solve for problems I don't yet have. Trying to solve for problems I don't yet have. Oak, spruce, birch, jungle, swamp, night elf, and blood elf. Let's go ahead and just look right quick then. Yeah, the night elf ones are they're very tall spruce trees essentially, but a lot of them tinge on the side of purple, and it's not just lighting. So we'll need to keep that in mind. Everything's very lush, so we'll want to make some specific trees for that. The blood elf one are very elven looking trees, but with autumn colors. Like those are going to be super unique. So we'll have to take some time to figure that one out. Oh. That's another one. Pandaria. So we'll need some cherry trees. We'll need some bamboo trees. Mostly those two. And then like and like maybe some bonsai here and there. I'm not 100% sure I'm remembering right, but probably not a bad idea. So let's say cherry trees and some bamboo trees. And like I know bamboo is usually just a big shoot, but we can see what we can do about making some bigger variants that like fit like a giant bamboo forest without it just being just bamboo. We'll see what we might be able to do. Some actual assets for like bamboo of different sizes. That could be cool. That could be fun. I'm already gonna have the sizes in all of these. But am I gonna go for this? How are we gonna do the seasons? Oh. Yeesh, and how many of these do I already have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14. Damn. 14 of those. Oak, Spruce, birch, jungle. Right now it's 500 blocks, not counting this border. There is no true center, is there? If I count the border, the center moves. Thinking. Yo, using my brain this much hurts. This looks like a lot of space, but I mean, when you start actually putting stuff here, the space disappears really quickly. Because look at this. And I could easily do this with just oaks. Like, I could easily fill this space, especially as we start making bigger trees and stuff like that. Let me think. Wait, you there, and I'm gonna take copy a U, confirm, finish. What? Okay. What I can do instead then is just box select this. Cool. All right, so I think we're gonna let this kind of decide the size of everything. We want solid. One, two, three, four, five. Just because I'm really trying to be careful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. with my madness. What we're gonna do is this. I'm gonna take this. And just do that. Look at that. Now we have a bush. Like a bush isn't going to be like, well, actually, I guess it can be small, medium, and large, can't it? Small one, oak, bush, medium one? So that's a medium-sized bush, right? Kind of a small bush. That's going to be... No, I guess this is more of a small. Oop. It's not like it's really that serious that I get it perfect, but it's kind of a smaller bush, especially next to some of the trees that we're building scale-wise. That's definitely a small tree. The difference being like, you know, the leaves all up along the ground, or is there a bit of a trunk? I think that'll be our difference here. Okay, so very clean and easy with the smaller stuff for certain. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I think these plots are probably a little too big for something this small. And I like the idea of the plot size helping dictate how much room we actually need. Let's redesign our plots just a little bit. Right now I think they're 21 by 21. Let me get this to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think by 11 by 11 should probably be just fine. Let's do a shape, and I know I just said 11 by 11, but what we're gonna do is 10. Well, you know, just. Oh, right. Not me being dumb. So I want this to be, we'll just make this color for right now. I know this all seems very excessive, but I promise I think it's gonna come out like worth it in the end. Keeping everything organized now is just gonna make the rest of this project that much easier. What did I just see? Oh, I see. I also know I can do a type replace right here. Sometimes it's nice to just it's satisfying. Okay, so let's see. If I take another box select and I do that. Oh, 10 by 10? Okay. Yeah, that's easy enough to remember. Luckily, these all have a pretty clear center, so doing these pretty quick. Okay. Oh, ad break. Another ad break. Maybe I don't want to hear another ad break. Three, small, 2. The 4 lines, 4 lines. And now what I can do is, like, if it fits in this, we know it's small. If it requires this, it's probably closer to medium. And if it doesn't fit in that, it's a large. I think that's fair play. Alright, move it 5 back. Yeah, I'm way back, buddy. That's 10. That's 10. Yeah, it's 10, and this is probably going to move a lot. That's 15. Perfect. Free, lot, medium, easy peasy. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is what I'm trying to prevent. Yep, even in picking up the range, it doesn't do that. Okay, I'll have to remember. What I'll do instead is we'll... Like, none of these are actually within it. So what I am going to do, I am going to magic select you. You away a bit. I wouldn't consider these to be very large trees, not on the same level as this. So I would say like 1, 2, like all of this is pretty much the same size. I need to remake this really flat guy here. How to organize you. How do we best organize you? If this plot won't be big enough, I should make the plot bigger. Okay, this is probably my best example, so we're going to grab you. I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab this as a much smarter way to do this. Yeah, green terracotta. I don't understand. Oh, that's evens. No! That's 33. That's a weird number. But we make that... What's this again? 11. Hmm. 33 by 33 at least? Evens out. Okay, 35 by 35. $35 by 35. That'll be our medium-sized plot, I guess. And now I can do a magic select on you. Gotcha. Oh. No. One, two. Gotta love this, what I have to consider a medium tree. They notice this is off by a block, and that will greatly disturb me if I let that continue. What's my current naming scheme? Get back over here. Oak. Okay, the type. Bam. Heal. Cool. Okay, I now know. Hold on. And with how big this is, you can see here, I was kind of specific. Try to make it where it would fit within these confines. I guess if I do make this back to 33, it would fit this a bit better. I have this at 11. Well, 13, 14. How much bigger does this make it? 15. Fairly. Yeah, fairly. I don't really want those to be like that. I'd almost prefer it to be 9, but I think this is a good size for these trees. This is a big jump they make. That's okay. Cool. Okay. Thanks, Bottle Quacks. Dope. Let's see. Oak tree small, oak tree plot small, oak bush small, oak tree small. Cool. We're getting there. And it's gonna be nice and organized for me brain. should be... Ah, I see what happened here. What did I just count to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, why am I doing all of these? Oh no, I'm dumb. I definitely just did all of that in even numbers. I mean, you should never do that in Minecraft. Never even numbers in Minecraft. Numbers, oh, that's a 7. Okay. I'll have to fix that anyways. Because I have to move all of this. That's 10. Oh no! And that's 10. Okay. So first things first, the easiest fix is to take all of this. By 1. Now what is it here? Is it 10? Sure is. So we're going to take all of this one more time. By 1. Done. Okay, now. Over 3, so that's a nice 11, which is what we want. That's an 11, and I don't know if this got moved. That's 11. That's 10. This is probably 10. 7. Beautiful. Better. Not me doing dummy things like that. The offset to 0. Boom, finish. There we go. Here we go. All right. Progress. and we kind of just keep going that way. I would think, and we try not to go too far in that direction. Like once we start encroaching, like once we get to like the 1,000 block mark, we're technically gonna have like a corner there. I guess instead of one big box, and we already know something's blend, so that can be what's in those corners. Not this song like actively giving me anxiety right now. There's another reason, so I can quickly grab these. What am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? So I'm quickly, when I grab these, it actually grabs everything. Another reason why I'm making sure to get these plots like right. What I did in the other world was a very quick and dirty thing. It worked for there, but I want to get these right. Forget the spruce. Wouldn't hate to do that. Like me forgetting half of that. Darn it. Oh, something I should do before I get too much further. I'm really clever in thinking ahead like I'm trying to be today. That. Oak leaves replaced with oak leaves. Spruce leaves replaced with spruce leaves. Birch replaced with birch. Dark oak replaced with dark oak. Azalea with azalea. And flowering with flowering.
Get our fill.
You can put string over those.
Up and down and into the light and into the dark. A terminal walk or a lost.
Need to put string over those for certain. Let's start from the top. So this is a jungle.
Hold the line, and I was born to march from the beginning to the end of my life. And I'll learn to kill, I'll learn to fight, I'll learn to die for another.
Why did it make a dirt block is what I'm wondering. Is it supposed to do that? That doesn't seem right to me. That'll kind of just jungle and spruce. I think it's just jungle and spruce. I'm kind of indifferent to whether or not we're going to have the saplings on this, actually. So how about we do this? I do like it. It's a cool effect in some places. I'll have to remember to string it if I do it again. But it's kind of not something that's necessary for these trees. So if I can, I guess do this. But then that one breaks, and I don't know why. Would that be faster? No, I don't think so. Never mind. Disregard me. Really weird that these like forced a leaf block or a dirt block underneath. I really wasn't expecting that at all. Okay, frustrating and a little annoying, not gonna lie. Alright, what I'm gonna do then is okay. A lot of work just to organize stuff, let alone get back to building it all. Wrong button. Okay. Do it kind of like this, then makes sense to me to do this. Triple check. Triple checking the size I went with here. Well, he's gonna be a bit bigger anyways. That's okay. So we're gonna do a box select, grab all of you. Do a stack, nice and quick. And then let's get our center point very quickly. Did I make this? Did I make it something weird again? 81. (81 by 81). Why does that bother me so much? Why does it bother me that this one's on the red block where the others are on the white block? Chat, is Maze just dumb? Is that what it is? I think that might be what it is. cooler tool. Alright, there's our large tree plot. Might go ahead and make this one smaller. 81 seems excessive and a lot. Maybe it's not actually. Thinking about, cause like how big some trees get around the top. I think this is actually an okay-ish size for large. Oh, cause I had the tinker and no update. That's what happened. That's okay. Free plot medium. Free plot large. Large. Okay. And with this, I think we have most of our organizational infrastructure down. Perfect. Okay. Oh. Okay, I have this at 501. 500 and 1 blocks. Looks like I have plenty of room to kind of go down here. If I wanted to keep like oak within here and then birch and then spruce and then, you know, we could kind of go down the line. So I have space where I could probably do a 3rd row of each type, so I think we should. What I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to move all of this. I didn't move any of that far, nearly far enough, but it's okay. It's not okay. Okay, now Thank you, bot. Okay. Get those out of the way for a second. I can do one more row of my schmoll. $11 and 11, and this is making my brain very happy. 11. I know it's a weird thing. I do, believe me. But it's my weird thing, and it makes my brain happy that this is all getting organized. I've been wanting, like I said at the beginning, I've been wanting a super flat creative world to be like this for a very long time. 1, 2. And this just happened to me my first time where I could like, I knew I'm going to be building a lot of assets. I know I'm going to be doing a lot of testing. So it's good to know that I'm getting the sandbox ready for that. It's making me like feel like I'm coming off at a much stronger start. I lost count. Why is this off? Oh, I'm going to triple check that. I had to triple check that. Ruler. We must have messed something up. Great and perfect and awesome. It mirrored it, but not in the way that I was thinking. So I think keep it like this. Yes. Very cool. Okay. Chat, I hope you guys know I love my dogs very much. I don't understand why he's sitting there whining at my door. Probably because he wants to go outside because it's 7 o'clock. And I am not doing that right now. Keeping it at 501, which is a nice number. It wouldn't really be in the center there. Letting this be the edge wouldn't be a bad idea, so I can actually write on the sides there. Let's see. How far away from this edge am I? Move over 8 blocks. Bring me 11 to here. Well, actually, because of the way I read, I'd want the signs to be here. So I think I need to take these plots and push and push. I am going to end up repasting all of my trees, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this. Grab this. No, not like that, actually. Box tool. Grab this and this. Bring it all the way up like this. And then grab here. And tree, plot, small. Okay. How many blocks tall, roughly, is this? Blocks tall? I know there's an annotations. Freehand draw, skull draw, annotation. Okay, so let's see. Remember, it was 19 from here. I feel like I can move a few blocks over and kind of make that a bit more even. And I'll fly down here right quick and we'll move a few blocks. Maybe 4? We'll see 3. at 16. If I move this over one and the other over one, if I move all of this over one, it's 15 on both sides. I'm just going to go ahead and just do that. Find a tuner work. Boop, ba, boo. 30. Okay. That actually worked out, like math-wise, that worked out really well. In our map, that looks clean. I gotta load up back here real quick. It looks super clean. Excellent, 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 and outstanding. I'm gonna call it a night. Not a problem, Milton. You have a great night. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for lurking. Get some sleep. I hope your Monday starts off well. Awesome. Okay. Progress is being made. Because all I have to do is just kind of keep replicating this. And I know it's tedious, but it's it will be helpful. It better be worth it. But this is so much so much space to just build like assets, and it's still like it's in a way that it's long lasting. Thanks for the stream, of course. Thanks for hanging out. Over there. Dang, I need to bring that back one block. That's ads. Thanks, Bottle Quack. Very clean. I love it. Let me go load up these chunks right quick just for the map's purpose. Very, very, very clean. And now we just do this and replicate back and forth. I'm going to move the oak sign down just a hair. Perfect. Wait. Oh, no, 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 no. When did that happen? Okay. Okay, that just happened when I moved the sign? I see. That's not that bad. Okay. Take this. That's better. Okay. Gonna be right back. Just no, I'm here. I'm working. Okay, let's see. From here to here, just 15. And now we just scroll the wheel to make a couple of these plots, the bigger like meta plots for our smaller plots. Plots. We're just saying the word plots a lot now. Ah. How many of these are we making? I forget. Oak is done. Birch is done. We need a spruce, jungle, swan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Honestly, that'll probably be part of the jungle. I'm gonna be doing like, cause I can do variants with. I'll do variants within. So I like jungle troll, jungle snow. If it ever, snows in the jungle for whatever reason, I don't know. We'll get there. As a bonsai wouldn't be its own kind of tree. It would be like a cherry bonsai or something. So we can kick that. So this next one will be spruce, and yeah, spruce. quick while we're here. Ah, this is lime green, but I can kind of be whatever I want it to be. I'm also kind of excited to just spend time filling this up with things. Like, look how big of a tree I could build right here. I think what I am going to do, though, is right after we're done, like, setting up all of the plots and everything, the infrastructure for this, I think I might actually copy and paste this. I'll take this world and see if I can't put it in my, in a normal vanilla world. Because if so, I wanted you to be grass. But if we can put this in a normal vanilla world, then that would be super duper rad. Super rad. Like, because what I can do is I can keep this as like a as a template for other creative worlds, and I think that would be very helpful for future big projects. I have no idea what I'm put in the center of all of this. Not a clue. I just wanted to make sure that I had space for everything, and you can see how much like we just ate up a ton of space right there. And there's no guarantee this is where I'll run out of ideas for trees. Maybe, just maybe never have another tree idea again, but maybe not. And so I want to make sure we had space for all of that. For in here, it might be in here it might be kind of more chaotic, like for colors and stuff like that. We might do that in here where we do we work on gradients, we work on some color theory. I'll drop the color field in here somewhere. I can probably do a couple of different variants of that just to see things from other angles. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what this will be for, is very abstract things such as that. We're dropping down. And remember, this is just for the forest. We haven't even gotten to rocks yet, or mountains, or anything like that. Okay. What I could probably do is expand the same basic plot layout here for all sorts of other things. Like small buildings could definitely fit here. And the medium buildings, larger buildings. And we can make another that's like for extra larger buildings. I'm getting an idea. I think the Abbey would be something that would fit on this. Yep. So that's what we consider a large building. Which... such a wild song. I swear, I have like 200 songs in this playlist, and it does sound like I hear the same ones over and over. Not 200. I have a lot of songs in this playlist, though. I think for things like extra large things, and that's, I guess that a world tree would be considered that, but like extra large, I'll make into its own designated like plot if we're doing something super duper big. Yeah. 30. Wait, I want to make sure this is the same size. I mean, it should be because I have that, but we'll make sure. Scroll. Come on. Perfect. Pretty sure. Fairly certain. Rain, oak, birch. Perfect. Measure twice, paste once. That's what I always say. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap my stream up right about now. Hit the outro. And anyone actually chat in a while or anything like that. And I got some footage. I have an idea for what I'm gonna do for my next video. I can finally start working on a new video, which is very exciting for me personally. I haven't been on YouTube in so long.